Ari Lennox went on Instagram Live for like 17, 18 minutes.
Yes. On some Kanye shit.
Yeah, had a rant about Dreamville, about Interscope, how she wants to be released from her deal. We had talks off air about Ari Lennox before, just about what we saw when it came to that Rod Wave concert and her opening up for him, and how that was a bad move, and we didn't think that was such a great move for her and her career trajectory. To me, Ari Lennox, Shea Butter Baby is a classic album. I love that album. I will argue that album as a classic with all my heart and soul. That's how much I love it. And Ari is on par, just not musically right now because of maybe the position she is in. But when it comes to talent, I think SZA, Summer Walker, you already know I will argue you off a hill about Summer Walker. And we all know how talented SZA is. We all know what the numbers are telling you about SZA and her stardom right now, and how she is becoming that mega star that she got a movie coming out.
Right, with Keke Palmer.
With Keke Palmer.
And Cat Williams.
Right. So we all know the star that SZA is becoming, but I feel like Ari should be right in that race as well.
And why is she not?
With them, and why is she not? So what do you think about the recent developments about her wanting to be out of her contract? Culpability on Dreamville. I know this is an Interscope mainly probably issue, but this is...
She did mention Dreamville as well. And Dreamville is her management.
Right.
Which is who would be responsible for having her dressed in a hockey uniform on tour with Rod Wave. That should have never happened, let alone forced to continue that show. I know it was probably contractual obligations,
right,
but still seeing her be able to stick that out and waiting until the tour was done to show her complaints with that. I think Ari Lennox is one of the biggest bag fumbles of like the last 10 years. Letting her slip through the grips of Dreamville and Interscope, that is ridiculous. That is one of the best, most distinct voices. You can't teach that.
Right.
As you already mentioned, already has classic albums under her belt with minimum marketing. One of the most disgusting things I heard her say during that time is, why is Ari Lennox paying for her own Google ads? That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But that's what comes with being a R&B soul singer signed to a rap label. You're going to be on the bottom of that priority list.
Right. Especially being a soul singer too.
But yeah, being soul in general, being a black woman in general, you're going to be at the bottom of that priority list. But to be, as you mentioned, such a prominent voice on par with SZA and Summer Walker, who are superstars, there is no reason that Ari Lennox, with that talent, is not on the same level or same trajectory. It's ridiculous. And I think that's just another L for Dreamville and for Cole, because it all comes back to management at the end of the day. Why management and marketing, of course, because as she mentioned, you can't expect an artist to be anything without marketing.
Right.
You can produce an amazing song, but if nobody knows it's out, like Ari, I had no idea until she dropped that video.
Thing happened.
I had no idea that she had a song out. Smoke is one of the best singles, called Smoke, one of the best songs of this year, easily. And I had no idea it was out. Why is she not getting any marketing? And the marketing that she is getting, she's telling them, don't release this. And they release it anyway. So I understand what her frustrations are. Not only am I releasing music and you're not marketing it, because a lot of these artists that are signed to labels, they need to recoup this money to pay y'all back. So if they're not even getting the marketing to make the money back, they're just going to be forever in debt. So I don't want to stay on a label just collecting debt and y'all not even marketing my shit.
Okay, I think that everything Ari Lennox said was 1000% true. I just want to ask you this. Who do you think Dreamville has marketed well since their inception?
J.
Now,
Cole.
they have great artists over there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get this construed. I love every single one of these Dreamville artists. We just talked about that Earth Gang album. Jid is one of my favorite rappers. Boss, one of my favorite rappers. Ari Lennox, like I said, has a classic that I will defend to my death. What do you think has been different about, like, and I don't necessarily know this, but I even think that the rappers that they have on Dreamville, which is maybe is a rap label, those rappers are not even as big as they should be. Earth Gang,
At
who just
all.
released a amazing album, I don't know if it's going to get played and get the kind of notoriety that it should, but I don't think it will.
It's not.
So, is it Ari Lennox aimed thing at Dreamville, or is it just Dreamville in its marketing and how they market their product? It's just, hey, everybody's kind of under Cole. We're just gonna market it like this type. Like, I don't think they do the big shebang things, and maybe I'm wrong about that.
Right,
But I
and-
don't think they do those things.
Yeah, because the only person from Dreamville that gets good marketing is J. Cole. It's like we have another good music thing going on. And outside of Kanye, Dreamville easily has a better roster. And the fact that we have Earth Gang, JID, Boz, Kaz,
Right.
And-
Shout out to Kaz.
and they are on par with like underground artists. It doesn't make any sense. And I think just like as you mentioned with Ari being a R&B singer, she's just going to get the brunt of that. But I don't think everyone needs to be a label head. We saw that with Kanye, especially when the one in charge is also releasing their own music at their own deadlines and stuff. A lot of resources are going to go towards them. And then what's left over is going to go towards everybody else, especially if we're talking about releasing within the same time frame. There's no reason that not only Ari Lennox, but JID are not on a completely different level of stardom. Jid is one of I know I called him JID and Jid. Jid is one of the best rappers that we have right now.
1000%.
And he is not in any conversations. He's not really marketed. You see him like the last big marketing thing I saw for Jid was when he was on Madden. That was like 5 years ago now. And I don't understand it. And I don't think it's just a Dreamville Interscope thing. I think it's just music in general. Nobody outside of the top artists, Kendrick, Tyler, Drake, who else do you see a rollout for? People don't roll out their albums no more. They just drop it. You go on Apple Music and you're like, oh snap, what's the name? Drop the album. Like, I just went on
It might be
YouTube.
coming back though. I hope it's coming back.
Right. Uzi
Glorilla is the one that did an album rollout. I feel like.
bring that back.
Right.
Uzi is one of the biggest artists. I did not know he dropped his album until I went on YouTube and saw somebody did an album review. I could have maybe put two and two together because I saw him a lot on Kai's stream. But there was no sort of rollout for one of the biggest rappers at the moment. I'm confused.
Rapper?
If you're not on TDE, it's like you don't get a rollout.
But I think that's the old traditional thing, and they're
How do you expect people to be excited and prepared and know about your album if you don't do a rollout?
And how do you expect people to really want to see and view your product, and why NBA viewership is down if you're just going by data and shooting threes? It's the same thing. We're just going by data, going by analytics,
Get these
not
nerds.
going by feel.
Get these nerds out of music.
And I mean, that's what's
Everybody
that's
want to
what's
be a
going on.
dang
It's-
mathematician trying to do some stats and stuff. Just make some music.
I think music is going more. You have to look at music as going more into the technology field. It's going more into like
Go back
the-
to selling it out your trunk, bro. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I agree.
There's
I
no,
agree.
I don't know. I don't care what you say.
I agree.
There's no reason I shouldn't know your album is dropping.
Especially somebody like Ari Lennox, like you said.
Especially somebody like Ari Lennox. Especially somebody like Jid. Especially Earth Gang. If you're not on these niggas' dick, looking on their Twitter and stuff, you don't know they're dropping no music. If you're just a casual fan, a lot of these albums get swept under the rug. Like, for instance, I had no idea BJ, the Chicago Kid, dropped the album in 2023 until I happened to be like, I wonder what BJ's doing. Right. And I went on his Apple Music and saw he dropped the deluxe to that album this year. What is going on? It doesn't make any sense. Right. It's ridiculous. And how do you expect these artists to eat when you don't even set the table?
Right. I mean, these majors, we're understanding the transition from these major labels who were the authority figures in hip hop and in industry and now are not. But this tweet, I think, summarizes the Ari Lennox and Dreamville connection throughout it all. I think it has been a wonderful connection, but there have been problems. And Louis M. Cypher says a boutique rap label was never the place for Ari Lennox. While they do got hella talent on Dreamville, they produce music for niggas who graduated college but won't move out of student housing, no shade, and that's not her. She needs to be wherever Solange is.
That's tough. Graduated college but won't leave student housing. They're still stuck in their 20s. I got a degree, but I'm still a teenager at heart.
I got exactly what she was saying.
I get that. Who is Solange signed to?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe her sister.
I love Solange.
I'm just kidding. I love Solange too. I love all of Solange music, and whatever headspace that Solange is in right now, I hope that she does share that information with Ari Lennox if they could get on the phone or have some type of communication, because I think those two are somebody who are in the same type of avenue as far as making music that you can feel in a way. So like you said, Ari Lennox, one of the best voices, something that you can't teach in the game right now, and hopefully she gets whatever she needs to. I know she's going off of social media next month and all that. I don't know how that's going to affect her career, especially if she doesn't want the Dreamville Interscope stamp anymore. I just hope she continues to make music, and I hope she's doing well. So shout out to Ari Lennox. Xavier, we have another lyric breakdown for you, and you hit the group chat and you said not another one.
Oh gosh. You
said not another one.
Not again.
On your head top, and we saw Will Smith in the car. He was rapping or something?
He was rapping though.
What was going on with that?
He was rapping. He was rapping better.
We did a reaction video to him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cayman did make me watch Will Smith's performance at what award show was that?
BET Awards.
At the BET Awards. Horrendous.
He released a song with Russ later the next month or so.
I didn't even make it to Russ's part. I had to turn that hoe off.
Right. So let's see what Will Smith gave us this time, shall we?
On some it's about drive, it's about power.
Yeah.
Look at this code on me. Tell me who cold is me. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I mean, I'm right where that poster be. Save all the jokes for me, cause it ain't a joke to me. I pull up with gang, they gon' turn around and make a toast to me. Straight out of Philly, I came out the gutter. I still hit the city with all of my brothers. I might go to Overbrook, get me a cheesesteak, cause I got all this bread and butter. They try to clone me, make it a body.
Give me a cheesesteak.
I had enough, I ain't with the tough talk. I mean, did I just stutter?
Ooh, did I stutter? Okay. Well, he said, I'm from the gutter. You know, I was Philly. Man, get this TV ad out of here. That you tell me that wasn't a song that they played before the Super Bowl halftime commercials?
Xavier, what is he doing?
I don't know. He was feeling himself in that Thriller jacket. Feeling himself. I ain't never seen Will rap. He was rapping.
And this did sound better than the other one.
Way better.
But people are...
Because you know why?
Why?
It wasn't positive. He put that positivity away. He's back to slapping.
People are putting this on the same scale as the LL Cool J project that dropped this year. That
Stop.
Is top 10 album.
I don't care if he was rapping or not. Will Smith still sounds like he's in the 70s.
He never dropped in the 70s, fool. In the 90s.
90, same thing. He's still rapping like Humpty Dumpty. Like, I get it. I get it. But LL Cool J, regardless of how long he's been rapping, still dropped a top 10 album of this year.
1000%.
Will Smith, you're not in no conversation right now. No, you were in my top 10 movie list with Pursuit of Happiness. Maybe you need to put the suit back on and pick up a briefcase and get back to screaming, because that was not it. No. Get back to that. Cause I don't want to hear you talking about bread and butter and Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and I don't know. No. You was just telling people you need to pray before you go to sleep.
All that.
Hey, what happened to that?
Man,
that was quick.
It was a quick turnaround for Will Smith.
He was in that car on his way to slap Chris Rock again. Chris.
I'm back on my shit.
I'm back
on my shit.
Yeah, he still got Bad Boys energy in him. He's still on that set of that movie.
And thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Rising. Look at me.
Man, you
everyday hip
hop.
Everyday hip hop. This is another episode. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on the bottom. Peace.